Good governance has always been at the forefront of a developed nation. Delivering governance effectively and making it accessible to the common man with the use of information and communication technologies can fulfill the need gap. Yet that potential remains largely untapped. This session will look at various ideas and suggestions to implement e-governance strategies in a time-bound and effective manner.
All right, everyone. So let's welcome our panelists to deliberate on this subject of e-governance. I would like to invite onto the stage Sanjeev Kumar Gupta, MD, Health and Public Services, Government Relations and Corporate Affairs, Accenture. Prashant Shukla, National Technology Officer, Microsoft India. Anup Kumar Agarwal, President and CEO, National E-Governance Division, Ministry of Communication and IT. Marina Kaljuran, Deputy Foreign Minister, Government of Estonia. And Dr. Shankar Prasad, Founder and Managing Trustee, Sampurn Swaraj Foundation. This discussion will be moderated by Vikas Agarwal, Executive Director, Advisory, EY.
The governance mechanism of the country, the way the fabric is rolled out, I think today can't be imagined without technology, without the e-gov initiatives which are already there, to the extent that when we talk about e-governance, the focus has shifted from technology, from electronics, the hardware and the software, to what outcomes actually are coming out of that. Today, we have 11 crore transactions happening online, on ground. All across the country, 11 crore transactions. Then we had another major program, Aadhaar, launched in September 2010 when the first Aadhaar number was issued. Today, 73.5 crore Aadhaar numbers have been issued. But are we successful in our initiatives as of now? Actual impact and outcome is something which needs to be assessed, not only in Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta, Chennai, Bangalore, but each and every village, what kind of impact is there? And this is where I would like to invite our first panelist, Dr. Shankar Prasad from Sampurn Swaraj. Being connected on ground, Dr. Prasad, what do you think are the things which are very critical aspects of our day-to-day life which are still untouched?
When we talk about e-governance, that is where the citizen comes in contact with the government. And most of us know, or most of us don't know, that we have 240,000 gram panchayats in our country, and that is the local government where the villager actually interacts with the government. In order for that interaction to happen, that means the gram panchayat cannot operate in a manual way that it used to operate 20, 30, 40 years ago. So what we have done in our project is to bring a complete internet-enabled workflow automation as well as ERP at a gram panchayat level. Because according to 73rd Amendment in our country, a gram panchayat is the decentralized government. That is where the taxes are collected and that is where the money is spent. But unfortunately, none of the villagers know how much money came, how much money was spent, who got the BPL card, who got the ration card, who got the Indra Awas Yojana. There is zero transparency to whatever happens there. And also, because there is a lack of technology, there is no participation of the citizens in the governance at all. So what we have achieved for the first time is to show that every villager has a username and a password. Some of the problems we have faced is obviously infrastructure-wise. Broadband is a very big issue that we have faced. And more importantly, the officials who take a particular decision. When people take a decision, the next person that comes changes the decision. Or when a new government comes, they change the decision of the previous government. One of the biggest culprits that we have seen in any new technology bringing is NIC. NIC is an organization in our country that we know. They have tried to develop software technologies that are what we call islands of automation. There is no integrated approach. And that island of automation creates a lot of inefficiency, and that is a very serious problem, and nobody has been able to tackle it. And these are major reforms that one needs to bring in Department of Information Technology in order to seriously bring reformation in the government through technology.
If I were to pick your words of island of automation, that's one. Second, I'll talk about awareness and information. I would like to invite views from Mr. Anup Agarwal. How would you like to address the questions being raised by Dr. Shankar Prasad?
I can talk about few things here. One is the experience of implementing National E-Governance Plan for the last almost 8 years plus. And when we graduated to Digital India, which encompasses e-governance and delivery of services on demand called e-Kranti, we have tried to do a paradigm shift in our approach towards implementing e-government. When we say we had a look on NEGP as to how it has performed, I mean, we also have acknowledged that it has not reached to the level as it was envisaged to be. It has not been interoperable. Most of the departments are working in silos. So now, looking back at NEGP's performance, we have tried to inbuild all these things, and we are also revamping our capacity building effort. When NEGP came, already some automations had taken place. Transport department automation like driving license, vehicle registration had taken place since 1992. Now, many of these technologies had not evolved, had not upgraded. Now, when we think of having a kind of cloud-based application system, that was not envisaged at that time. Now, we are working on revamping these applications. When we talk about village, rural areas, I mean, if we are able to deliver services through mobile, I was just asking that question. I mean, we are working on creating a system wherein the bank account is linked with mobile, and mobile transaction happen through mobile number and a PIN on a text, and it is used also in e-transactions. Then I feel that that is going to the way of life. And if that is done, and mobile connectivity is almost ubiquitous, I mean, out of 6 lakhs plus villages, we have more than 6 lakh villages covered right now. You have a game changer. Similarly, if you are delivering a PDS service, my mobile number is linked to my identity and my entitlement is there on that person's system. And he takes my mobile number, I get some kind of a OTP, and I give that OTP to that point of salesperson. He doesn't need any other system, he just needs to enter it and the whole transaction is complete. So we are working on multiple use cases wherein rural people would also be able to use mobile for service delivery.
The key thread which I take from there is backend readiness and interoperability have been an issue which have been recognized. So over there, let me invite comments from Madam Minister, the Honorable Deputy Foreign Minister of Estonia, because Estonia is gradually emerging out as a model country as far as e-Estonia goes. And going forward, what is it that you see happening in your country?
Just to set some facts, Estonians invented Skype. I have to be fair, it was financed by Scandinavians, by Nordics, but invented by 4 Estonian guys who sold it to Microsoft, are now very rich, are still in their 30s, and are still discovering new things. We have about 2,000 services, private and public services, that are provided for residents. We were the first country in the world to introduce internet voting in 2005. We are the first country in the world to complete more than 90% of our bank transactions online. More than 90% of taxation declarations online. Internet police, e-health, e-school, and I can continue. How did we do it? I think that the main components of our success, and I'm saying that we are successful in that field, were first of all accessibility, efficiency, and security. It's in principle, we have high-speed broadband network all over the country. Security, it's important for authentication of people who participate or want to get internet services, but also for secure transfer of data. And here is the role of government. In the case of Estonia, government is the provider of security. Today we see that with our population of 1.3 million, we can grow much bigger, and we are bigger, thanks to efficiency, and also thanks to a program that we introduced a couple of months ago, it's digital ID that we are providing to foreigners, non-residents of Estonia, who want to use internet services that are provided to our people. It's not citizenship. It's not residence permit. It's not a travel document. It's a digital ID that gives you the possibility to enjoy internet services in Estonia. For example, to give digital signatures or to start business in 18 minutes. And at this point, my final remark, where do we see the profits? It's open democratic governance, but it's good for businesses, and it's good for people.